Hey guys, my name is Gabby. Welcome back to my channel. Guess what? It's my favorite fucking time of year. I love fall so much. It's literally the best. It's like Halloween time, October time, Thanksgiving time. It's just like my favorite fucking time of year. Yes, I got a haircut since the last time I filmed, and it's still fresh. I just got it today. So question number 1. In fall, the air is crisp and clear. Name a book with a vivid setting. And so for this one, the first one that came to mind is one of my favorite recent reads, and that is The Simple Wild by K.A. Tucker. The book takes place in Alaska, and it is just so vivid. Like, the setting is so vivid, and Alaska is a huge part of the story, so you just really feel like you're in Alaska when you read this book. And I just love reading books that take place in Alaska lately, so if you're in the mood for something very atmospheric, then I would highly recommend this. The setting is very, very vivid in this. Number 2 is Nature is Beautiful, but also dying. So name a book that is beautifully written, but also deals with a heavy topic like loss or grief. So for that one, I'm gonna go with The Astonishing Color of After by Emily X.R. Pan, and that is because this book is really beautifully written. It's absolutely gorgeously written, but it's also dealing with this teenage girl whose mother has just committed suicide. So it is dealing with some very heavy topics like suicide and death and grief and all these things. I love that it's called The Astonishing Color of After because this main character describes all of her emotions using colors. So it is very vividly written, and it's very like descriptive, and it's just so beautiful but also heart-wrenching. So it'll probably make you cry, but it's very good. Number 3 says fall is back to school season. Share a nonfiction book that taught you something new. I don't read a ton of nonfiction, and when I do, it's normally just like memoirs and poetry collections and things like that. I'm gonna go with Love Her Wild by Atticus, and I'm gonna sound like such a basic bitch right now, but I don't even care. And this book just kind of taught me to appreciate my youth more. It's always something that's like in the back of my mind, like this is as young as I'll ever be, you know, like I'm always telling myself that, but at the same time, like this book just reminded me, like this is a poetry collection by the way, but these poems just reminded me what it's like to be young, and just to like, it was a reminder to myself to like live in the moment and appreciate my youth and not take it for granted, you know? And this whole poetry collection is divided into 3 sections, so it's divided into love, and then her, and then wild. And so the whole wild section is kind of like about a wild youth and just like, you know, appreciating life for what it is. And I just really enjoyed it. So number 4 says, in order to keep warm, it's good to spend some time with the people we love. Name a fictional family / household / friend group that you would like to be a part of. And so for that, I'm gonna choose Aristotle and Dante's families, and Aristotle and Dante discover the secrets of the universe, because I love both of their families so much in this book. And like, I just reread this book this summer, and it reminded me how much I adore these 2 characters and their families and their Mexican traditions. And like, in a way, I do kind of feel like I'm a part of their family, because my crazy Mexican family really reminds me of the family in this book. So I definitely felt right at home when I was reading this. I would love to be a part of their adorable family. Number 5 is the colorful leaves are piling up on the ground. Show us a pile of fall-colored spines. I did some moving around on my shelves, and this is the stack that I came up with, but looking at it now, it doesn't look very fall-colored. I mean, what are fall colors? Like maroon? I think this color of green is like a fall color, and maybe this like yellow. So, did I epically fail this? Yes. Number 6 is fall is the perfect time for some storytelling by the fireside. Share a book where somebody is telling a story. And so for that, I'm gonna go with one of my favorite books of all time, The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo by Taylor Jenkins Reid, because this book is a story within a story. It's like the story of Evelyn Hugo, but it's also the writer. She hires this journalist writer, Monique Grant, to write her story. So like, it's really about Monique Grant and her life too, but then she's also telling the story of Evelyn Hugo through her like biography that she's writing for her. But it's amazing, and it's one of like the best stories ever, and it's all about Evelyn Hugo's entire life, and she's this like 1950s Hollywood actress, and she's just amazing and iconic, and she's my queen and my hero, and I just loved I love this fucking book. I love it. Number 7 is The Nights Are Getting Darker. Share a dark, creepy read. So for that, I'm gonna go with one that I read this summer, and that is The Cabin at the End of the World by Paul Tremblay. And this book was so dark and so creepy, and it gave me so much anxiety, like you don't even understand. It follows this gay couple named Eric and Andrew and their adopted daughter Wen, and they're staying at this cabin, and then these 4 people come and like try to break into their cabin, and they're telling them, you have to let us in, the world is gonna end unless you do this crazy ridiculous thing. And it's very terrifying, and it's like a home break-in, home invasion story, but it's also like an apocalypse story because the world is gonna come to an end unless they perform this very horrific act. And it's just crazy, okay? And this book just gave me so much anxiety, but it was so good, and like, ugh, I still think about this book all the time. Like, it's fucking creepy, okay? It's creepy. Number 8 is The Days Are Getting Colder, so name a short, heartwarming read that could warm up somebody's cold and rainy day. So for this one, I'm gonna go with one of my recent favorite reads, and that's Josh and Hazel's Guide to Not Dating by Christina Lauren. This is definitely a short, cute, heartwarming romance, and it's very sweet and very pure, and I just love these characters so much. This book reminds me a lot of New Girl, and New Girl is like a sitcom comedy show. So like I say it reminds me of New Girl because the main character Hazel in this book reminds me so much of Jessica Day because she's very awkward and quirky, and she's an elementary school teacher from Portland, Oregon. So hello. But yeah, and then Josh is a Korean guy, and he's so soft and sweet and just, oh my god, this romance is just so cute, and it'll put you in a good mood, I promise. It's so cute, it's so sweet, you'll fly through it. Number 9 is Fall, luckily it's my favorite season, me too, returns every year. Name an old favorite that you would like to return to soon. So an old favorite of mine that I absolutely love is Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell, and this is one that I've reread once. But this is a book that I kind of want to reread like almost every year. I just love it so much, and I don't really know how to describe to people why I love this book so much, because some people are like, this book is just okay, it's whatever, but like, guys, I relate to Kath so much. Like, when I read from her point of view, I feel like I'm inside my own head, and I just feel so happy when I read this book, and I've literally never related more to a fictional character than I relate to Kath. So I think that's part of the reason why I always want to come back to this book and reread it. It just makes me so happy. The last question, number 10, says fall is the perfect time for cozy reading nights. Share your favorite cozy reading accessories. Yeah, I did not prepare for this question. I don't think I have cozy reading accessories. I'm gonna say just like, you know, my jacket and my coffee mugs, and yeah, I mean, those are kind of my all around the year reading accessories, but you know, well, let's just say that. Alright, that was the finally fall tag. Thank you guys so much for watching this, as always. I really do appreciate it. And yeah, as I said, I love this time of year so much. I just want to wear sweaters and drink hot coffee and like listen to the rain, the air getting colder outside, and all the good movies start coming out for Oscar season around this time of year, and the pumpkin smell, the pumpkin candles, the pumpkin spice lattes, just everything pumpkin. Everything about this time of year just makes me so fucking happy. Oh my god. It's like I wait all year for fall, you know what I'm saying? I just wait all year for it. Let me know what your thoughts are on any of these books that I just mentioned, and yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you soon.